Hello, welcome back, geometry students. You wouldn't believe this, but I actually made a mistake. I was doing this earlier and I messed up. I had to come back and do it again, but you'll never know now. Now it looks like I'm perfect because I thought about my mistake. Okay, so here's what we got here. We got this 45, 45, 90 triangle. This time, I put it on its side. It's usually how we see them. And we know if this is isosceles triangle, these two legs are the same size. Now the question is, what if I do the hypotenuse, my x, how could I figure out the two legs? Well, if I kind of figured this out, I would say, okay, well, let's look at this. Let's call the hypotenuse x. In this case, the hypotenuse is 10. I'm going to call this the flange cut. You know, the shortcuts, this is the flange cut. It's not really a shortcut, but it's the easier one to remember. If you do the flange cut, this is what you do. You just use the Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to say, well, this is 10. What are these two? Well, these two are exactly alike. So I'm going to call this one x and this one x. They're exactly the same. So I can do this. A squared plus b squared, these two legs are equal to the hypotenuse c. A is x. B is also x. C is 10 in this case. Okay, so far it's not so bad, right? Combine like terms, x squared plus x squared is just 2x squared. At this point, you're like, Flans, you haven't shown me anything new. I'm right. 10 squared is 100 equals 2x squared. Still nothing new. Next part, divide both sides by 2. At this point, we're still just doing algebra. 2 over 2 gives you x squared, and 100 divided by 2 is just 50. Next step, square root both sides. X square root of 50 is just, well, square root of 50. You can plug it into the computer or the calculator. Or I can look at it here. I can say, well, square root of 50 is really square root of 25 and square root of 2. Square root of 25 is easy. That's a perfect square. That's 5. Square root of 2. So I have two choices here. If I want the decimal version, so I could call this the two choices. They both are the same answer. If you simplify your radical, or you leave it as is. On a math test, they would want you to do simplify the radical. But let's see if I'm right on both accounts. So number 1, 5 square root of 2. (7.07). Let's call it 7.1. Square root of 50. Look at that, same exact number. Approximately, we'll say we're rounded up to 7.1. Now, they're going to tell you it's a shortcut. And I'll show you this shortcut in a second. But it's not really a lot of fun. Okay, so here's the shortcut. If I imagine that I'm going to call the hypotenuse in this case, let's say y. And I want to find the legs. Well, this is so terrible. Of my isosceles 45, 45, 90 triangle. I'm going to call it y. Call this x. Call this x. Okay, so we knew previously y is equal to x times the square root of 2. That was from the group practice. I want to find out what x is. Well, the thing to do that is to square root of 2 on both sides. These will cancel out, and now you get y equals square root of 2. Excuse me, y root divided by square root of 2 equals x. Not allowed to leave a radical on the bottom, so I got to take y divided by square root of 2, multiply it by square root of 2, over square root of 2. Y times square root of 2 becomes y square root of 2. And square root of 2 times square root of 2 is just 2. And that's what equals x. Does this sound crazy yet? Yeah. So this means in order to find x, this leg, the leg, I'm going to move over here. The leg is equal to the hypotenuse times the square root of 2 divided by 2. And if you look at our problem, if this was 10, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So you get 5 square root of 2. Can you remember that? I don't. Every time I teach this lesson, I have to look this over again. I don't remember this rule. I remember the other rule because that's pretty easy. I like the flange cut. Nice and easy. It's doing, the only thing you have to remember here is that the legs are exactly the same and combine like terms. Do your little square root and you have your answer. All right, I'll talk to you later.